Hello everyone again. Today we'll continue talking about what it's called Anabaptist Church. It sounds like a Baptist church, but for sure it's not. So don't be confused with the name. Now I searched those people, as I said in part number 1. You can watch video part number 1. I spoke about them, and I saw many videos of them, and those people, they believe simply in few things. Let us give you a summary of them. Let us hear their opinion of homosexuality.
Energy in the other room.
Awesome. Let's end with a quick one, shall we? That's great.
A quick and non-controversial one.
Canada worked through this a few years ago, and so we had to become clear of this in our thinking and taught while it was already up for debate. We knew where it was headed, and here's where we landed the plane on that. And I stand by this, and you may agree or may disagree, but for what it's worth, you asked, I'll answer. We believe that it's the state's job to make the best decisions it can for its secular society. And you know what? From a secular point of view, if there were no Bible and there were no God, okay, I'm hypothesizing here. From a secular point of view, same-sex marriage makes sense.
And this guy, he claimed to be a Christian leader in this church. Let me tell you something. This is not a church. This is a joke. There's no Christian who will say same-sex marriage makes sense. What do you mean if there's no Bible, there's no God, how it makes sense? Let us say, for the sake of argument, there's no God, there's no Bible, we are atheists, huh? For the sake of, how funny, how dummy this answer is. Same-sex marriage makes sense. Why? Listen carefully.
Right? Obviously, our opinion should be different because of Scripture, because of Jesus. But if you take all that out of there, the state's job is to try and bring about as much stability as possible. And having more people married and having a faithful relationship,
You see, two men are married, they will have faithful relationship. Faithful according to what? You just said, if there is no scriptures and there is no God, what marriage mean for those people anyway? Isn't it stupid even to say the word marriage? Because this is a Christian term. This is a religious term. For those who don't believe in God, there's no marriage. They believe they are animals. They can have sex with anyone. So simply those people, they are hippie. They are what they call today open-minded, which means everything is fine. You are a gay, it's okay. You are a thief, God bless you. You are a criminal, God bless ISIS. You are a prostitute, so what? You are. So they have no opinion against anything. And the funny, when I spoke to one of them today, I asked him what church you go to, and he mentioned Mennonite. So I said, he looked at me, he said, no, we are not cult, we are not Mormon. The funny, they judge right away and they say, I'm not a Mormon, I'm not a cult. But he don't dare to say, he dared to say Mormon is cult, but he don't dare to say Islam is a cult, because we spoke about Islam. He don't dare to say to be a gay is sin, is wrong, is bad. He don't dare to say it. He said it makes sense. Because simply those are hypocrites. No Christian, the first question you ask for anyone who claims to be a Christian minister, ask him, what do you think about homosexuality? What do you think about Islam? What do you think about cults? If you don't dare to say things by its name, he is no Christian and he is no minister, and you better stay away from those people. They are false. When I was speaking to one of them today, this is why actually I searched for their name. When I was quoting for him from what Muslims believe, he say, "Oh, you are creating division." Division? I'm creating division. Why? The funny, if I quote from the Quran for this person, I'm creating division. It's not the Quran, it's me. You see the hypocrisy? You see the falsehood? You see how Satan speaks in their tongue? If I quote for them what Muslims believe, and let us see what they do. They bring a Muslim to their church. They ask him all the questions, which is not a question. Like, what is Islam? Islam means submission. Who is your prophet? My prophet, his name is Muhammad. What is the best example for Muslims? Is the prophet. It's like a children talk. but there's no real conversation, because he did not invite him really to show the Christians what Islam is about. He is trying to show them Islam to be a nice, beautiful religion, friendly guy in the stage, having fun, drinking tea together, things is good, perfect. But is this the truth, or this is a fabricated image? Obviously it is. I will let you hear some of this conversation, and let us see how those people, and why I say clearly, give you more proof that this is a cult, this is not a Christian church. Listen carefully.
Books of fiqh. Not so different from the idea of our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Yeah. The law gets passed, but then the law has to work its way through the courts, and it gets worked out by the judges, and then the judges and their cases set precedents, which later judges will often feel that they should follow, or at least use as a guideline.
Right. Okay, good. Ooh, so how about Jesus? Where does he fit into all of this?
So and obviously this is a source of disagreement, but we believe in Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, as a mighty prophet, a messenger, a servant sent by God. Sometimes Christians will say Muslims believe Jesus is just a prophet, as though just a prophet is just any old thing. So for us in the Islamic cosmology, prophets are higher than the angels, you know, they're closer to God. So when we say that Jesus is just a prophet, we mean that he's sinless, that he was a perfect model for humanity.
This is the first, you see, Jesus is sinless just because he's a prophet, or because the Quran says Jesus is no sin, as chapter 19 verse 19, because the Quran says clearly that Muhammad is a sinner. So this is the first lie he said. He said, because you are a prophet in Islam, you are sinless. Let me show you, even though we will change the topic for a second. He just said that prophets, just being a prophet, this means you have no sin, which is absolutely a lie. The Quran, chapter 48, verse number 2, it says that Allah may forgive thee of the sin, that which in past and the one which to come. And that is a verse for Muhammad. So Muhammad, he have a sin in the past, he have a sin to come. But he just said, but just because calling you a prophet in Islam, it means you are above the angels and you have no sin. This is a fabrication. Let us continue.
We believe in his virgin birth, that he cured the lepers and healed the deaf by the permission of God Almighty. And in a nutshell, we're somewhere between the Jews and the Christians, because the Jews, on the whole, rejected Jesus and said he's a false prophet, he's not the Messiah. Whereas our Christian friends say not only that he's the Messiah, but that...
Did you hear he said our Christian friends? Did he say that? I'm not going to continue really to play the whole video, because all of it is a fabrication, and this guy is inviting Muslims to the church. He claimed to be Church of God, just to put the seeds of Satan between the Christians and deceive them, because all this conversation is nothing but deception. If you go to the Quran regarding him saying our Christian friends, in chapter 5 verse number 51, actually let us go for the verse 5:14. It says Allah will place hate between the Christians. Allah will string the Christians hate to one each other. From those who among the Christians we took covenant, but they forgot a good part of the message, so we sent them and we string them with enmity and hatred between one to each other. He will not ask him about this verse. He's asking him very silly questions, stupid questions, have nothing to do with the core of the religion. Who cares if the Muslims believe that Jesus is a prophet or not? Well, the Mormons believe in the same. Jehovah's Witnesses believe he's an angel. Ask really questions, man. He done there, because the whole point is inviting those people to promote Islam. Then we go to chapter 5 verse 51. He just said our Christian friends. I want to see if this is true. You see, when I spoke to one of them today, I said to him, Muslims have no Christian friends. He said, no, I have Muslim friends. I said, you're not listening. Muslims have no Christian friends. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Muslims. And he said to me, oh, you are creating division. So those hypocrites, they don't want to face the devil and say to him, you are the devil. They don't want to say to the devil, you are teaching hate. If you quote for them what Islam teaches, you are teaching division. This is a very clear agreement from them that Islam is about division. Islam is about hatred, but they don't care to say it for the Satan, they care to say it to you. If you quote what the Quran teach, you are the one who is creating division. Chapter 5, verse number 51, as you see, "O you believe, take not the Jews and the Christians as friends or your protectors." So when I quoted this verse for him, he said, "You are creating division." How hypocrite you are, or how funny you are, and how naive you are. I don't know which one you fit. Either you are a hypocrite, or how you are naive, or or this is foolishness. Because if I say to you what the Muslims believe in, I'm not saying to you what I believe in. I say to the Muslims, this is wrong. We can be friends. Forget about the Quran and let us be friends. I said the Quran, that chapter, I said the Muslims, chapter 5, verse 14, Allah will spread hate between Christians. This is wrong. Spreading hate will never do good to you and to us, because that will make us hateful people, and that will create a division in a society, and will create hatred. Since when hate is good to be spread? So if you say that to the Muslims according to this false claimed church, you are a bad person. The God of Islam in chapter 5 verse 8, he said that if you people who follow hate, you will become people of unjust. You will depart from just. Just a few verses after, he says, I will spread the hate between Christians. So the one who wrote the Quran, he know exactly that spreading hate will do nothing except causing people to be unjust, cause them to be criminals, cause them to be bad. So Allah is the one who caused people to be bad. This is disgusting. That means he's Satan. If you go to chapter 9, verse number 23, you will see even something more scary. Even Muslims cannot take their father and their brother as a friends. This is chapter 9, verse number 23. O who you believe, take not for protectors your fathers and your brothers. Even father and brother, this is a lot of this is bad. Which means Muslims are not allowed to trust anyone, even if it is their father who married their mother and they are his kids. Still, Muslims should not trust the father. So how you want to tell me that they are your friends? So if I quote this for this person, I am creating division. If I read for him what the Muslims believe, I'm creating division. If I say to him, this is what the Muslims are about, I am creating division. Let me tell you something. People like you are more dangerous than Muslims, because you invite people to church who they are teaching about the devil, but you make them look good. You tell them that Muslims believe in peace, Islam is about peace, when this is nothing but a fabrication. Like if we go to chapter 47, 35, you will see it says clearly, cry not for peace when you have the uppermost. If I quote this verse for this person or these people who claim to be Christians, they will say to you, you are creating division. That is hypocrisy of the devil. This is why I say this is not a church. This is a false church. So I warn Christians from people like this. Don't attend such a kind of a church. This is not a church. Christians who don't dare to say the truth as it is no Christians. They claim to be that they are trying to spread peace, but this is not about peace. This is about being a hypocrite. This is about being a liar to the evil. You are saying, oh, you're evil, it's okay, we are fine, you are good. No, we are not good with the devil. The God who says, don't go for peace, and then you say, you call yourself a church of peace, it's mean you are a hypocrite, and then you invite them to your church and you present them as very good, nice people, people of peace. Simply, you are a fabricator, you are false, and you are no Christian. You know, when someone speaks about peace too much, but he invite the most violent people, and he promote them as peacemakers when they are not, what do you call them? I'm not going to say ISIS. Like you see, in the end of the video, they will talk about ISIS, and they will claim that ISIS is not Islam. You know what the challenge is? Name for me one thing ISIS did and Muhammad did not. How many people Muhammad killed? Let us count how many Muhammad killed and how many ISIS killed. Trust me, Muhammad, he will win. Christ is Lord, and this church is a cult church. Thank you.